Hey guys, it's Kelsey and I am here with a mixed media layout today. So this is another double challenge. The mixed media is credit card paint from Desiree's Scraptacular Cropping Club challenge. And the second part is paper issues called borderlines, which is to do some sort of creative bordering, which I'm kind of doing with the mixed media, and then you'll see I incorporate some vellum with some borders as well. But I'm just starting with the credit card technique. I decided because I was scrapbooking Easter egg dyeing, I would do a rainbow technique. I've never done this before, so it was a little bit of a experiment, but I think it turned out okay. I'm just putting the colors of the rainbows there and taking an old gift card and swiping it down the page. I had to wait for it to dry, so you see me cut out there for a second. But I'm just trimming down some of the pictures, and then I'm going to try and see how I want them laid on that cardstock. And I was really intimidated by the color. Like, I knew what the colors were, but when I swiped them down the page, it was just a lot. So I decided I was going to cover it up a little bit with some white gesso. So I'm just using that Chevron stencil. And I'm just going to use an ink dauber to daub some of that gesso around the page, and it kind of tones down the color a little bit. This whole page I keep fighting with myself. I keep adding color and then adding more white and then adding color and adding more white. So it turns out cool. It's a lot of layers of mixed media. I don't think I've done this much mixed media on a page ever. So that was really exciting for me, but I like how those chevrons turned out, added another cool textured element. And now I'm just playing around with my photo layout. It's so much color. I was debating on if I should cover some of it up with the photos, but I'm just gonna roll with it at this point. I've just decided it's just gonna be a colorful layout. And it's Easter egg dyeing, why shouldn't it be? I'm just taking some scrap watercolor paper. It's currently my only white paper other than the few white cardstock sheets I have for background, so I'm just using it to map my photos. I've already decided that all of my paper elements, like most of what I want to add, I want to be white to try and tame down the color a little bit. So I have white mats, white gesso, white background, and then I got the colorful paint, so that's where I'm starting. Decided to add a white doily to add some texture in there. Still trying to cover up the paint. Don't hide from it, Kelsey, suck it up. There we go. So I'm pulling out some white thickers. I'm trying to look on those word thickers to find something, but I still want more white. So I took a stencil there. I'm just using some Ranger's texture paste to add some crosses. And I thought this would be cool because it would frame the pictures a little bit. After I added the stencils, I was like, that would be a cool part of the paper issues challenge, to use the mixed media itself to border my photos. And then I just got too much, so I'm just using that Use It Up journal there to wipe off the rest of my texture paste. So I'm committing to putting the photos down there. I just go with Darling. It was a good size, and that's my boyfriend dyeing eggs with us. That's the first time he's done that. It was just me, him, and my mom, and he just looks so cute dyeing his Easter eggs. So I decided to just go with that for the title. And then I pulled out my Dylusions inks, and I'm just splattering the colors of the credit card paint. I'm just going back and splattering those colored Dylusions inks over the top. I've seen some really cool layouts where they color block like this and they embellish with the color of the rainbow, like color blocking embellishments kind of. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. But after I do this with the ink, I decided that would be a cool way for me to finish this off embellishment wise. But again, I added more color, so I have to try and dull it down a little bit. So I'm just taking some scrap vellum, and I'm going to border the top and the bottom of this page. I kept fighting with the bottom of the photos because the paint doesn't run all the way off the edge on the bottoms. It looked kind of just strange. There was so much color up top and not much on the bottom, but you can tell there was supposed to be. So adding those vellum layers top and bottom, I feel like it really frames the layout and helps contain the paint a little bit. So I'm just tearing it and overlapping it, and I really like that aspect for paper issues, borderlines challenge as well. It kind of frames the whole page. I didn't have any vellum glue, and because I'm layering vellum over vellum, there's really no hiding the glue. But I was pleasantly surprised. This Tombow Mono Multi, I really couldn't see through the vellum. So I was happy with that. I was expecting to see like blobs of glue underneath all the layers, and I didn't. So I pulled out those American Craft Remarks. Those are just puffy shapes called Baxter. I was just going to go with white again. I liked my white theme. But there were a lot of colored puffy hearts on there that went with the colors of my paint. So I just decided I would try it and put the same colored hearts on the paint. And I liked it. So I'm just going to go with that instead of the white hearts. I'm going to just put all of the colored puffy hearts where they go on the page. I've seen a lot of people do layouts like this, and I've always been envious and never tried it myself, so I was really excited to just do it. I don't know why I was avoiding it. I guess I didn't want to use that much embellishments, but the enamel dots and the puffy hearts I was using, I had brought them out for lots of layouts and not used them, so I'm like, you know what, let's just do it. Just do it. So I'm going through all of my enamel shapes and just trying to color match as best I can. Just love that. I just love enamel dots. So I didn't need a lot of journaling. It was self-explanatory, but I did decide to take my Sharpie markers and just do the color of the rainbow for my journaling as well. I'm just saying we're egg dyeing. I mean, obviously, but I just thought it would be a cool touch to add some rainbow to the bottom of the page since there's so much up top. So I think it helped balance it a little bit, but I like how it turned out. I seriously don't do mixed media like this ever, so it was super fun to try. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.